Everyone keeps saying to just like love myself, but how do I do that? Like really? All right, let's do this, you amazing human. My name is Ben Hart, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a powerful, simple way that you can start loving yourself right now. I know it can feel hard sometimes, but it can be simple, and we're going to show you how to do that. If you dig the video I'm about to share, dig the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. And if there's anybody out in the world that you think could benefit from what I'm about to share, also hit the like button because it'll give them a chance to see it. All right, let's dive in. Loving yourself. It can feel like a bitch. I know, it can feel hard. It's not always simple, it's not always easy. It can be a challenge. And there's so many methods and modalities and practices and ways that you could go about this. And, do I affirm it? Do I say to myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself? Do I look in the mirror and talk to myself? Do I, do tapping on it? Do I go to therapy? Do I do medicine work? Do I, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? The list is endless, and all of those things can be hugely beneficial, not discounting those at all. But what I'm going to share with you, and this may become a series because there's a number of different things I like to say about it. But and if that's the case, I may link to another video or two below that also are about self-love. But what I'm going to share with you in this video is a story that was told to me that completely rewired the way I was thinking about my self-love, and therefore completely rewired the way I was relating to myself and accessed a whole new level of love for myself, which is great. So this story comes from Richard Rudd. It's an old fable. I believe it's been around for a long, long time, but I originally heard it from Richard Rudd, who wrote the Gene Keys. And in this story, the sun and the north wind are having a competition to see who is the most powerful, who's the strongest. And they're looking around, trying to figure out how could they go about this, and they see a man walking down the street with a hat and a jacket on, walking down the street. And the north wind says, okay, whoever gets that man's jacket off is the most powerful. And so the north wind goes first and starts blowing. Nothing happens, blows harder. Man's hat goes flying off, blows even harder, just like gale force winds flowing at this man. And he just takes his jacket, wraps it tighter around himself, and just, keeps on trudging. The north wind sits back, just exhausted, having given everything it had, and the sun decides to go. So the sun comes out from behind a cloud, starts shining its rays, shining its warmth, and very quickly the man heats up, takes off his jacket, puts it over his shoulder, and keeps on going. So the sun was more powerful. And the metaphor of that story is, where are you being the wind with yourself? Where are you being the sun? And what I mean by that is it's so easy for us to constantly try to change ourselves, to be constantly looking and saying, judging what we're doing, judging how we're being, judging who we are, what we say, what we look like, how we act, constantly trying to change those things, wishing we were different, wanting something to be different. It's not okay how it is. It needs to be different. And we're blowing our wind on ourselves. We're trying to whip the jacket off, trying to make it different, trying to just create change. Rather than being the wind with ourselves, we can be the sun. What if you just shine your light on yourself? It sounds, kind of airy-fairy, but just notice for a moment right now your ability to just be the sun. Nothing needs to change. Nothing's made wrong. The sun wasn't trying to blow that man's jacket off. The sun just came out and was just itself, just present, just shining its light, shining its love, shining some warmth. And everything softened, everything relaxed, everything heated up, in the light of love. And so I want to lead you just in a quick little meditation around this. So just close your eyes for a moment, if you would. And just, notice in your body, just relax. Don't even notice anything, just relax. Just take a deep breath. And maybe you feel some tension in your body. Maybe there's, thoughts running. Maybe there's judgment about this process or something else you should be doing, or whatever the case may be. Just give yourself the gift of just a moment of stopping here. And for a moment, just feel yourself as a sun. Just feel the warmth that you give off from your core. Feel the radiant of you. There's nothing you have to do. You just exude awareness. You exude love. You can just be fully present with yourself right now. Nothing you have to change, nothing you have to do. Maybe you'll feel some tension in your body relax. But just feel yourself as the sun. Just shining, just being. And it's okay if you don't feel it strongly, whatever the case may be. But just notice the difference between that and how you normally are with yourself. Normally trying to change things, normally trying to make things different. There's nothing to make different right now. Right now you can just shine your light through yourself, on yourself, to yourself, and into the world. So, I invite you to just open your eyes. It's simple, it's easy. But what I've noticed is that having that contrast between being the wind and being the sun, you can start to notice it throughout your day now. All the ways that, when we're not loving with ourselves, we're basically saying to ourselves, how you are right now is not okay. You need to be different. And there's the opportunity for you at any moment to choose, actually, this is okay. Just how I am right now. And, there's a whole thing there. There's a lot of fear can come up around that, because a lot of us feel like the way that we navigate life or the way that life will get better is if we are hard on ourselves. And feeling like if we're judging ourselves, if we're pointing out, critiquing and criticizing, it motivates our growth. It motivates our evolution and change, which is true on some level, but it doesn't have to be the case. Like you will grow no matter what. In the light of the sun, you will still grow. You don't need to beat yourself up to grow. And so the opportunity here, the invitation here is to sun all over yourself. Shine your light. It's simple and it's easy, and you can do it in any moment. There's often times when I'm just noticing I'm making myself wrong about anything, and I just relax. Don't try to change it. Don't try to make it different, and just be the sun. Because what happens is, in the light of the sun, things do change. It's what we realize is that, like, when we are resisting something, it persists. When I'm making myself wrong about some way of being, the more I'm making myself wrong, there's a dynamic tension there between what I was doing and how I'm making it wrong, and then it kind of creates this polarization, this push and pull and tug. I'll share more about that in another video. But being the sun just shines the light on it all. Things change, things transmute. There's an alchemy there that isn't available otherwise. So, a very simple way to love yourself right now is to be the sun. Subscribe below if you like this content. I'll be making a lot more videos. Hit like if you think anybody would benefit from hearing about being the sun themselves. And have a beautiful day.